Hi, my name is Vedran Kesevic. I'm a Microsoft Certified Master for SQL Server, and today I'm going to show you how much transaction log should we keep, plus recovery essentials. First, we need a time axis. Everything happens throughout the time. Full backup of our database might be several hundred gigabytes, and to write it to the backup location can take hours. So full backup is the widest box on the time axis. If we restore from the full backup, it can bring the database only into one point in time when backup ended. That is a bit surprising, because one might think that the snapshot is taken of the state as the file was at the start, and it is true, but also part of the transaction log file is included in the backup, so it can roll forward to the point when full backup nearly finished. You can't use that log portion to stop at some other point in time. It is possible to restore only to a single LSN, to single point of that full backup end. We can restore to a point where the full backup ends and nothing else. Differential backup is my favorite. I like it very much because it is so much smaller and so much faster than full backup. It contains only the difference from the last full backup. Not from the last differential backup, but from the last full backup, which is a base, which is called a base for that differential backup. That means for a restore, we need a full backup and only one differential backup. We do not need differential backups that are in between. As with full backup, it will bring the database to only single point in time, approximately at the time when differential backup finished. And here is the downside of the differential backup. If the full backup is not accessible, for example, if it is corrupted, all the differential backups based on that full backup become useless, because we need a full backup from which differential backup is a difference. If somebody manually makes a full backup, puts it on his laptop and runs away with it so we cannot access it, all the differential backups created after that are based on the full backup we do not have. So all differential backups after that point are useless. Until we make a new full backup, then this new backup will become a new base for the differential backups that follow. So you might want to create an alert if someone makes a full backup outside of supposed location and probably do automatic full backup as a countermeasure, or maybe not. But you should have an alert if somebody makes such a backup. Transaction log backups are very different from both full and differential backups. They're like shooting a movie, capturing all the movements on the scene, all the changes of the data as they happen. Each one continues where the last one ended. Not where the full backup ended, but where a last transaction log backup ended. That means we have a chain of transaction log backups that are all one next to each other. Unbroken chain, hopefully, without any gaps. If we have a database restored to a certain point in time already, for example, if we restored from a full backup with no recovery, if that point falls inside transaction log backup file you have, you can use the transaction log backup file to move forward in time into any future point in time, using that chain of gapless transaction log backups, similar to a railway from the train. for the train. You can stop at any point you like, but if you come across the gap, if you come to a gap, that gap cannot be crossed. You can jump over the gap only with full or differential backup restored to a point after that gap. So, ability to restore to any point in time, not just to a point near the end of the backup, is very, very powerful. It is like a continuous backup. For example, if someone accidentally deletes the data, you can restore the transaction log backups and stop at just a microsecond before the delete command, and you will see the data prior to deletion. You will rescue that data. That works even if log backup period is very long, for example, hours. Every several hours you have a transaction log backup, and still you can restore to literally any millisecond, any point in time, as long as that point is within your chain of the log backups. Very, very powerful. That is also a disadvantage, because if one of the tlog backup files is corrupted, that's a gap. You cannot restore after that point using the log backups. You can bridge that gap with a full or differential backup after the gap. So, back to the main question of this video. How long should we keep the transaction log files? How long? The short answer is to a second nearest full backup. Why to the second? Why not to the first full backup? For example, if you do a full backup once per week, differential once per day, and transaction backup once per hour, you should keep transaction log backups 2 weeks at the minimum, at least 2 weeks. Why? The reason is, if the last full backup is corrupted, what will happen? All the differential backups after last full backup become useless, because their base is full backup, which is now corrupted. And your log backup chain, if you keep it only a day or two, it is too short to grasp that last differential backup, or which is healthy, or second full backup. So it cannot even transaction log backups cannot be used to roll forward to the current time, to the present time. But if you have a log backup chain that is long enough to reach the second full backup, which is healthy, you can restore using that second full backup, that older full backup, and use the log backup chain to bring the database all the way to the present time, not losing any data. And that is awesome. Take care and see you later.